You've tuned in to the Nunes Newscast, available on the Devin Nunes YouTube channel, iTunes, and wherever you get podcasts. Here's your host, Devin Nunes.
The Chinese Communist Party was the greatest foreign threat to America and the West even before they tried to cover up the outbreak of the coronavirus. Led by a gangster regime, China is a dishonest trade partner, a malign actor in global geopolitics, predatory lender, and a ruthless cyber pirate. In its bid to displace the United States as the world's superpower, Communist China has launched a well-orchestrated campaign to dominate key sectors of the global economy. To this end, China exploits its state-owned companies through investments in infrastructure that become debt traps for developing nations around the world. In the United States, China works to transfer everything of strategic value to mainland China by various means. Chinese state hackers routinely steal U.S. intellectual property, and Chinese state-owned companies make forced technology transfers from U.S. firms, a requirement for doing business in China. American universities are a particular focus of China's operations as well. Their open settings and emphasis on collaborative scientific research make them primary targets for the theft of U.S. innovation by Chinese agents and others bribed by Beijing. China recruits foreign scientists to assist in stealing foreign technology, while Confucius Institutes on U.S. university campuses function as Chinese state-run propaganda enterprises. Despite the clear and alarming threat China poses to the United States, some have refused to stand up to Beijing. For example, here's what Joe Biden had to say about Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah. China is going to eat our lunch? Come on, man. I mean, they're not bad folks, but guess what? They're not competition for us. It is in our self-interest that China continue to prosper. 50 years from now, our great-grandchildren will look back and say, what a beautiful history we wrote together.
Why does Biden refuse to condemn China's predatory actions and protect American interests? Perhaps it's due to his family's financial ties to China? During his father's vice presidency, when Joe Biden served as the Obama administration's point man on China policy, Hunter Biden, son of Joe Biden, formed close business relationships with Chinese nationals tied to China. Through these connections, Biden partnered with a Chinese investment firm to create his own investment company that raised an estimated $1.5 billion.
The report found that Hunter Biden's financial transactions with Ukrainian, Russian, Kazakh, and Chinese nationals raised criminal concerns.
This video shows Chinese diplomats greeting Vice President Biden as he arrived in Beijing in December of 2013. Right by his side, his son Hunter. Less than 2 weeks later, Hunter's firm had new business, creating an investment fund in China involving the government-controlled Bank of China. With reports, they hope to raise $1.5 billion. Hunter still plays a role in the fund.
There's a lot of things that would have happened in my life that if my last name wasn't Biden.
One person who did not want to talk about it, Joe Biden.
Mr. Vice President, what's your take on that? Was there a conflict of interest there? Was there a clear conflict of interest?
How is that not a conflict of interest?
It's not a conflict of interest. There's been no indication of any conflict of interest from Ukraine or anywhere else. Period. I'm not going to respond to that. Let's focus on the problem. Focus on this man, what he's doing, that no president has ever done. No president.
According to recently unearthed texts and emails from one of Hunter's business partners, Hunter was well aware that China wanted to do business because he was the vice president's son. As Hunter himself said, the deal went through because the Chinese wanted, quote, to be partners with the Bidens, unquote, which was a direct quote from Hunter himself. When his business partners expressed concern about how much money Hunter would make compared to them, Hunter said verbatim, quote, may not be fair, but it's the reality because I'm the only one putting an entire family legacy on the line, unquote. Another document shows Hunter receiving 20% of the equity in the deal and holding another 10% for the big guy, who his business partner attests is Joe Biden himself. The Chinese company Hunter was doing business with, CEFC, eventually went bust following U.S. charges of money laundering, but not before providing a $5 million interest-free loan to a company associated with Hunter Biden. America needs leaders who will stand up to China. In response to China's provocations, President Trump and congressional Republicans have worked to hold China accountable. President Trump has adopted unprecedented policies to restore American economic security and protect American businesses from intellectual property theft and forced technology transfer.
We will no longer tolerate such abuse. We will not allow our workers to be victimized, our companies to be cheated, and our wealth to be plundered and transferred. America will never apologize for protecting its citizens.
After years of investigating China, I introduced the Holding China Accountable Act, a bill that would do three things. First, force Chinese state-owned companies to play by fair rules in the marketplace. Second, prohibit travel to the United States by Chinese nationals whose visit involves areas of strategic importance, such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Third, compel American universities to disclose foreign sources of funding. President Trump and Republicans are working hard to protect American citizens' innovations from being shamelessly stolen to benefit a totalitarian regime with global aspirations. This is Devin Nunes. Thank you for listening.